Peace, YouTube. This is Florboon coming to you today. I think I'm right on time. I made a couple videos, kind of let it go through a little bit. Got some other stuff. I hope all is well with everyone. As you know, the planet is still going into a retrograde kind of phase, spiritually, physically, and mentally. Okay, so a lot of things are shifting on the planet, and you know, like I say in my previous videos, we are going out of home court advantage of a supremacist, particular race of people that were and had home court advantage, which every race has, and also for the patriarchal system, we are now out of their home court advantage. So divine femininity is coming through, and it's beautiful. But I wanted to kind of give you guys some movies that I think are really wonderful to watch, to kind of, because remember, a lot of times the Illumin crazy, the dark cabal, like to put things in movies. They're supposed to tell you the truth. The universal rule is they have to tell you everything prior to it occurring, and they have to tell you the truth. How they decide to tell you the truth, or how they flip it, split it, you know, turn it around is upon them. But as long as they do it, they're within the realms of you know, the universal laws. They're in the the realm of following universal laws. So, like I said, I think I did an interview before on the Goddess Network, and I told people to watch a movie called Under the Skin. That's with Scarlett Johansson. I think that's her name. Yeah, pretty girl. She's in this really creepy movie. Really creepy movie. I tell you, you know, I don't know why I decided to watch it, but it was based in some sort of ET, you know, I'm a Star Trek fan and all the ET movies, and you know, obviously in this world you always want to watch movies that you are enthusiast of in the lifestyle too. So I decided to watch it. And this is a very important movie for all those who are looking into melanated ETs, and they tell you a lot of truth in all these movies. So I will say, if you watch this movie, it is really creepy. And for men, it might be hard for you to muster. I don't want to tell you too much more, but it is a denotion of the melanated ETs being here. And it is another, you know, inside look at bio-humanoid suits that they're wearing, some of them, while they're staying here or residing here to hide themselves and, you know, to be able to fit into society with us without us noticing any dramatic physical differences or what have you. So I want to tell you all to watch Under the Skin, Scarlett Johansson. Again, I already told you it's creepy. Don't get mad at me when you watch it, because I had to muster it. But if you watch it to the end, it is a gem. And it is a gem for those who are into the melanated, yeah, all kinds of ETs, but you know, my melanated ET fans, my Anunnaki people, this is a movie for you. Watch it to the end. That's all I'll say. If you don't watch it to the end, you won't get it. The only reason it's a gem is because from beginning to end, it all makes sense when you see the end. Okay? Don't speed to the end and cheat either. You got to watch the creepy stuff. It's weird. It'll piss you off. Like, I watched the movie and I was like, oh. Anyway, so that's one of the movies. Another movie to denote the melanated ETs, the female cosmonauts, is a movie called Mars Needs Moms. My little people love this movie, especially my little one. She loved this movie, and now I understand why. I watched it and I thought it was cool, but it's so interesting because they're telling you who the Martians really are. And if you watch it and you see the physical attributes of those female ETs, they're not really ETs because they're on their planet, but if you see their physical attributes, and it kind of reminds you of the EB that they have a picture of, one of the EBs, because they won't show you the other one because she's really chocolate. The one EB looks like me. She's got something on her third eye. She was on the dark side of the moon. She had a craft and everything. They show her a lot. Passed away. She, like I said, she has some apparatus on her third eye. Like, it almost looks like bones, like a apparatus on top of her face that might be working along with her to use her telepathy to be able to navigate her craft, which we know they do with this. So Mars Needs Moms It's in the children's section. So if you are, it's really good. It's actually interesting. I love it. And it's got, you know, some adult kind of humor in there, which is nice. Watch the movie. Then you'll get an idea of what the female melanated cosmonauts are like and some of their cultural. I see it's very similar to what I know personally from hearing some of the other contactees who've actually come in contact with the colony on Mars with the melanated female cosmonauts that are residing there. It's a colony of females. And this is very reminiscent of that. So you watch Mars Needs Moms, and obviously, you know, The Matrix. Bam! Matrix has gems all over the place, every single one. I mean, you could watch The Matrix 1,000 times and get a new gem out of it. I always tell you, if you haven't seen The Matrix, please go see it. You must watch The Matrix. Also, Predator, another melanated ET moment. Hello, Predator. Please go see Predator. Predator is one of those classic movies with Arnold Schwarzenegger where you are seeing a melanated ET. And of course, they make him look all creepy and gross, but he's got dreadlocks and beautiful melanated skin. But, you know, they make him look all reptilian. But he's, you know, he is reminiscent of what the reptilians kind of look like, except not the creepy face like that. I mean, that's more insectoid kind of thing. They mix themselves into their, remember the insectoids are on top. At least they were before, but Predator is a good movie. You got to watch that. That's another gem. Again, dreadlocks is a denotion to us. They tell us who the ETs that are here are, but they try to creep you out with it, so it makes it unbelievable. Another gem to watch, obviously, is Conan the Barbarian. Which one? No. Is the one with Red Sonja? Anyway, I think it's the one with Red Sonja. No, I think it's just the classic Conan the Barbarian. Watch them all. They're great movies. And this is for my younger group, too. I don't know if you guys, you know, I'm a woman of a certain age, so I grew up on a lot of these shows. But they're telling you stuff left and right. But Conan the Barbarian is a great movie to watch. You get to see aspects of certain occult things that occur in our society today, very much so. But also you have, what's his name? Earl Jones playing he's like a priest or something, like he's the head of the society, and he cuts off the head of Conan's father's head or something like that, and then he ends up taking Conan and making him into like this beastly man who ends up being a great warrior. But if you notice, David Earl Jones, don't get me wrong, because Earl Jones, I know that's the ending of the name. Please don't get on me with this, because, you know, obviously, you know, I get a lot of things right. Some things I get, but he plays the voice in Star Wars as Darth Vader. And that is very telling, because Darth Vader is obviously melanated as far as his, because whenever they dress him in black, that is a denotion of who they're talking about. They may not make them black, but they make them all wear black. And if you ever notice, even in the Matrix, whenever they're coming back into the Matrix from Zion or from the other side, they're always wearing black. And that tells you who they're speaking of. Same with Lucy. You got to go see Lucy. Obviously, you guys know that Lucy is a gem. It's got a lot of information in there about the cosmos, everything. And as soon as she started to switch, remember, she was wearing a white t-shirt and jeans. You got to see the movie if you haven't. Lucy, as soon as she transfers into a higher consciousness and almost like very non-human, she starts wearing all black. That's a denotion of who they're talking about, Lucy. And Lucy, the name Lucy itself, has to do with the primate, the first primate, female primate. And you know, they generally say black people are related to apes, which is actually not true. It's the opposite. But, you know, they flip truths all the time. But Lucy is a denotion of the first primate. So it is a denotion of you as well. Also, Cloud Atlas. See, I didn't write that. See, I wrote down notes this time, people, because you know I'm all over the place. So I had to write, I wanted you to see all these movies before we have another conversation. And then you guys can have your discussion below, which I love, because you guys go in. Especially you young Jedis, you get it in. So Cloud Atlas has to do with a black melanated cosmonaut, which happens to be played by, what's her name? Oh my God. baby on the brain. That's so weird. I get those moments every once in a while. Anyway, it's played by a black actress that you all guys all know. And she's playing with Tom Hanks. And you'll love the movie. It's a good movie. It has a lot of gems in there too. It talks about black cosmonauts. She's kind of there, but her colony is on top of a mountain too. And they've been on this world of very primitive people living there. And she comes and they kind of, Tom Hanks and her meet together, and they, you know, they learn from one another, but also his consciousness is raised by being exposed to this black cosmonaut, obviously. I'll remember the name in a minute. It's so weird, the things I forget. And what's another movie? Oh, what is it? Jupiter Ascending? Jupiter Ascending is another one, and you'll see the reptilian, the big reptilian in that movie. Also, Transformers is another movie, and that represents the Elohim, like the. If you know anything about the story of the Anunnakis, you know you have the Enki side and Enlil side, and the Enlil side is the one that has the least amount of compassion for humanity, and that would be the Decepticons. And the Enki side is the one who's more compassionate towards humans and really vested in their happiness and healthiness and their cohesiveness and their safety. And that is the Enki side, and that is represented by the you have the Decepticons and the oh my gosh. See, I write down notes and then I forget. Well, anyway, you know, the other side, the positive side, and that's with, you know, you have Bumblebee, you have, you know, all the positive ones, and also on the Decepticon side, you have more of the insectoid kind of premise, like they're down with the insectoids. And if you remember back in the days when you watched Transformers, this is from my homie, Mr. Corey. Mr. Corey put me on to a lot of this because a lot of the guys watched it back in the days. They were a little more intricate into the actual details of things, but the Insecticons were down with the Decepticons. And the more the reptoids, like you see in the new movie with the Transformers, when you see them team up with a bunch of reptilian type of creatures like the dinosaur looking ones, those are more on the positive side. So you can see that reptilians weren't really on the negative side, but they try to flip it in society like the reptilians are the negative when it's really the insectoids who are down with the Decepticons. That's a good movie to watch, this last one, when the Transformers are teaming up with an old breed of reptilian type of entities, and you actually see Prime actually meet up with his old ancestry. It's interesting. Very good. That's a good movie to see. So I just want to put out there those movies, and I want us to have a conversation about those. Oh, also, this is the most important one, and I think not many of you would even think to see it. The Dark Crystal. During this particular time when we are going through such a shift, we're seeing such extremes. You're seeing a lot of negative on one side, a lot of heinous acts against people of color, against women, against children. And then you see a lot of humanitarian stuff happening on the other side, where you see people having a lot of compassion for the poor, the needy, the animals, the children, the elderly. A lot of, I mean, we're getting a huge lift up to the vegetarian and vegan community, which we haven't seen before. Because, you know, us vegetarians and vegans from back in the days, it was all about soy, and you know I'm allergic to soy. So I mean, our community has grown so much so quickly, and it has to do with this extremity. We're seeing people who are very unconscious eating, and to people who are very conscious eating. You're seeing people who are very heinous, doing heinous things, and then all of a sudden you're seeing people doing such beautiful humanitarian things. It's showing a balance, and Dark Crystal kind of gets into that. I really want you, if that's the last movie you watch The Dark Crystal, because you're going to see the merging of light and dark together. Because at the end of the day, I always speak about color because I'm talking about my people, you know, people who are reminiscent of me physically, because a lot of times there's been a blackout of the information for the people who look like me, obviously because we were in home court advantage of white supremacy. And that's just a particular time. Again, there were times before when white or European looking people did not have that advantage, and it was another group of people. So I speak about this as now. So that's passing away, but during that particular time, a lot of information was blacked out and whitewashed and eliminated. So if I'm coming at the videos a certain way, a certain skewed way, it's because I'm just bringing information back to the people of color that weren't allotted that. And if I'm learning it, I want to share it. And it's good for everybody. I mean, listen, we all live together. And my brethren, I have people who are wonderful, who are white, black, Asian, Latina. And because of my background, I have, and my language, the languages I speak, I get to parlay with a lot of different people, which is beautiful. So, and also because I'm coming from a stance of love, there's rarely anybody who has a problem with me coming about the truth about my people. And there's little or no offensiveness. They're not offended as easily, you know, unless I come left, right hook. You know, if I get invoked by some of the MK Ultra happening on television, sometimes it can be a little egregious, and I pull back, apologize if I've been in any which way disrespectful, but I do that. But I just want to put this out for movies. I'm going to make another video after this, but it's important for you guys to watch movies so we can discuss this, because if you start watching, again, Under the Skin, Mars Needs Moms, Matrix, Predator, Aliens. Oh, don't forget Rosemary's Baby, because then you talk about the hybriding process that they do. They make it more demon, devil based, but that's all hybriding. Also, there was another movie I watched. Oh goodness, what was it? It was a good one. Oh, Terminator. Terminator goes into the biobots. Ah, classic. They were telling you everything back in the days. So go into that. Watch those shows. We'll discuss it. I want my people that love to go into the movies and stuff. Let's talk about the gems that are in there, where you get from that. And this is not a closed discussion. This is for everybody. Let's just keep it respectful. Like I said, there's everybody coming from every walk of life, so I'm cool with it. Just be respectful and keep it cohesive, and just respect other people's position, because we all come from different walks of life. But I'm gonna leave it at that, and I gotta make another video. So peace. Love you. Love,